All right, good people. So, in order to be divine, one must first dive in to oneself. Man, know thyself. Let's begin. So, I wanted to talk to y'all tonight really about basically about becoming your own hero. And basically why it takes so long to discover who you are. Like, that is literally like the ultimate sin that I feel as though being on this planet, like not really drumming to your own beat, like, or marching to your own beat, becoming who you're meant to be. Like, we all emit at a certain frequency, like, so only those that really are in tune with us is really going to pick up on that frequency, like, meaning that's going to be our tribe. That's who wants to be around us, and then we also vibe off of their frequency as well. That's why everyone doesn't necessarily mingle with each other or tango with each other, if you will, when we're talking about frequency, meaning dance with one another. um, but if you think about it in its entirety, basically, like, you are here not to be a carbon copy of someone else before you. Of course, you can learn from someone else, like we have masters, we have teachers, we have, when I say masters, I mean masters of knowledge, like wisdom leaders that we follow. Like, and what I'm getting at is that, you've been taught by someone, i.e., programmed, so but you also grow with that. Like, that's the ingredients of who you are. Like, you're becoming who you're meant to be. And basically what I'm saying is you don't want to get to a point where you're in this realm, in this universe, and you're still operating off of old systems. Like, you're not downloading anything new. You're not becoming who you're meant to be, and when you finally, because naturally you had, when you're growing up, before rites of passage and all of those things, like, you not really comfortable in who you are and who you're becoming, but sometimes you just go along to get along, and you want to sort of gain some sort of awareness at some point and realize, like, that's not the way. Like, you have to, like, when you first start learning to say no, like, we've all been there before, where you're just sometimes on autopilot. You're just doing, you're just operating, you're just existing. Someone's like, yeah, let's do this, and you're like, yeah, but you're like, I didn't even want to do this in the first place. Like, so, you get thrown off track, like, you get off your square, so you have to really end up gaining knowledge of yourself and learning who you are, and really realizing, like, okay, this is what I like to do. Like, I don't want to be this certain character and participate in this role. I'd rather just go this way, and it takes a while to be able to gain that confidence and gain that knowledge of yourself to learn how to move, in and out of those uh those circles, if you will, and then you could correlate that with like movies you watch, for instance. Like, you're watching a movie and you're like, watching a character development of a certain guy who has these powers or whatever, and he's taken so long to make the decision to be who he's meant to be. Like, he's like running from himself, or not fully tapping into his capabilities, and you're sitting there watching it like, Like, why doesn't he just save the world already? Like, and it's like, well, when you think about it, if he just go ahead and save the world, then there's not going to be nothing, nothing else for you to watch, like nothing for you to digest, because there would be no movie. So basically, like, you have to go through your ups and downs, your trials and tribulations, your setbacks, your, you know, um, all of these things to become who you are. And once you realize that, you come into self-realization, then you can move forward on learning to say no, learning to like diet better, learning to, become who you were essentially meant to be. Um, so that becoming the hero of your own story, I mean, there was plenty of times that I just, me myself, if I'm keeping it all away, if I'm keeping it a key, like 1,000%, like I literally used to hide behind who I knew I was meant to be, and I would look for, I don't want to say excuses, but I would look for reasons to not be fully who I'm meant to be. Like, I would dabble in it, and just to see how my ripples would affect the ocean, like, and it's like, instead of creating my wave, it's like I never really wanted to step fully into that light. And it was like I would kind of like shy from it. And it's like, no, you're meant to do this. Get it done, and as I'm more so becoming comfortable and aware of that, now the discomfort begins. Now I have to just go ahead and step out and really say, okay, like, how do I do this? I'm willing to fail in order to propel myself forward, and I think we all deal with that in certain ways, so I wanted to create this video, so that anybody that is struggling with becoming who they're meant to be, like setting boundaries, you know, and really tapping into what they're here to do. Do it. Stop waiting. Step into it. Like, this is what you're here to do. You're here to be different. Like, it's okay to have similarities and all of that. We all got that with each other, but you are literally here to do what you are here to do, and find whatever it is that is your passion, makes you happy, gives you joy. When you feel them chills, accept it and embrace it and go for it. That's it.